You can, in Vista, if you had a DVT tuner, that's it. That's your lot. With Windows 7, you could have a couple of these. You could have a USB FreeSat. You can have Freeview. You can mix it all up.
One thing to say about that is that the way that's actually implemented, I think 7 sees it as a satellite tuner rather than a DVT tuner. So you potentially have that and 2 other Freeview channel tuners with it in the same box.
Yeah, I had disconnected, plus a dual Novity and a AVerMedia built-in tuner. Or, I could use them all at the same time. So it gives you a lot of options with TV, and with the shared as well. It's really nice. What I like about the shared, one thing you can do is you can copy stuff. So this is something I do quite often on the net, but if you're going on a trip, you can pick a show, record it off your main media center system, make a copy, and it'll just copy it down. So that's making a copy onto this machine. So it's quite an easy way of taking TV media. When you're on the go.
So there's some nice features in the picture library in and one of the nicest features is it now can create slideshows. So you're no longer restricted to just using a folder to play out of. You can actually create a slideshow from any part of the media. So you can choose from the title. Choose where you want to get it. I don't quite know why music library is in there.
You know, the album art, I guess.
Okay, you actually can put music against your slideshow, that's fine. And then you can choose any particular set pictures you want to choose, and add them to your slideshow, save it, and you've then got to close it, and you can add music to it at that point, and then immediately you've got your slideshow on the right hand side. So if you want to just put together a slideshow for a particular party you're doing, or something like that, you've got the ability to do that very, very quickly in 7. So also in 7 we've got shared folders again, exactly the same as Ian just showed you. I haven't actually got connection to his home group, obviously because he hasn't let me know his password.
Password.
Probably. One thing you can do in 7 is you can rate your pictures, and this whole concept of rating is throughout Windows 7. Really easy to rate your pictures. If you show a picture up on the screen, what you can do is on your remote control keypad, you can just press the number key, which relates to the number of stars you want to give it. And when you first do that, it actually pops up a little message saying, do you want to enable this shortcut? But once you've done that, you can do this on any screen. It works on music as well. You can rate your music favourites. Now, you might say, why would I actually want to rate my pictures? Well, they've actually added a really nice new slideshow option to press the right buttons to 7, which is the favourite slideshow. And you can actually use this as a screensaver as well for Windows 7 Media Center. So I hit play on here, and after a few seconds, it does seem to take a little while to get yourself. We'll go off and find all my favourite pictures and build a nice scrolling wall of pictures.
Will it pull ratings in as well? So if you have, like me, take lots of photos, and I use Lightroom to rate all my...
It does some, not all.
With the EXIF data, whatever it's called.
Yeah, there's a bit of an issue with EXIF data at the moment, which I know they're looking at, but I haven't had an answer as to whether it's sort of tags of it will come through.
Yeah, that would be ideal, because if you rate everything,
yeah.
If you've got SLR, you rate everything in your software, it'd be great if you do.
I think this makes a really nice screensaver doing this. Mentioning metadata on pictures, obviously one of the other things that's been improved is the way tags are actually handled across it. So you can actually now view your pictures properly by tags. It works properly and imports properly with EXIF as well, which is quite a useful feature if you're a keen photographer. So on video, there's one feature I'm really very pleased with. You can now actually play movies you recorded on your high-def camcorder directly within Media Center, AV HCD. So there is what I recorded earlier. So this is actually 1080p recorded on a Sony camera. Just give you an idea. But you can see the qualities there. One of the really nice things, and Ian mentioned this earlier, is with 7 you can actually pause the video and resume it. You know, if you remember on Vista and before, if you paused the video, went up and did something else and came back, you always went back to the start. But now you do have the ability to pause it and come back to it at a later date. And again, you've got the preview options in here as well. So all that's available to you out of the box in 7.
Does that work if you're watching a DVD,
yeah,
you press pause, go to live TV, go back to DVD, does the DVD then play when you press pause, or does it actually start from the beginning?
At the moment, it depends what version of 7 you're running. Some of the later builds don't actually do it.
Final release, will it do it?
I think it might do. It seems likely it will. It certainly was there in early releases, and the whole resume mechanism has been built in for that sort of thing. Certainly will do if you have a managed copy of a DVD on your PC. You can pause and resume that quite happily. And it does work with managed copies of Blu-rays as well, which is quite nice. So you can actually pause and resume those as well. The interesting thing about that movie is it's actually playing from the equivalent of a Blu-ray disc, although it's obviously an unprotected one, because that's how my camera records on effectively a Blu-ray format. So it's just a nice new feature.
Is Windows 7 any quicker at generating the thumbnails on large libraries?
Yes. What I would say is at the moment, I don't know what's going to be like the release candidate. I hope they've improved it. But at the moment, it does tend to refresh a few too many times. But once it's done, it does refresh quick enough, but it does take a little while to do that.
Once it's actually got all the thumbnails, does it refresh every time you go into that?
No, not every time, but too many times at the moment to my liking. But I'm sure that's something that will be fixed. I can't see that's going forward. Okay, so music. Music again, we can play favourites. We can also in music rate our music. So again, we've got the ability to go in. One of the really nice features, one of the things I really like in notice it's actually doing a refresh of Partial, is that I normally have all my album art in place because I just hate having the gaps in Vista. But I've done this nice feature where it colour codes your music by albums or by artist types, and it just looks a little bit better when you've got stuff you haven't got album art for. If anybody actually wants to make sure their album art is correct, there's a really nice program which you'll have to hunt for on Google now because the site where it actually originally came from has gone down, called Album Art Fixer, which will fix up your album covers very quickly.
Is there an official option to disable something?
You can change your listing. I'm not sure if I haven't got it on this build, but on the latter builds there's a way to just go to text mode.
It just shows the artist and it will just give you a list.
Yeah, the artist will do it, but there's also a way to do it actually on albums now as well, on text. But whether that'll make it to the final cut, I'm not sure. Whether it's actually just something we're going to build we're testing. The other thing with this with album art is that some people are reporting in the later builds that the album art is coming through with a higher definition than currently, because one of the complaints from people who've got massive projection TVs or big TVs is that the album art is always at a very low resolution, and apparently that's been fixed in later releases. Anyway, one of my absolute favourite things on this new version, oops, that's on the home server, so I won't get that one. But you can still see the principle. We've obviously got the features as before with the details panels. But when we actually start playing something, we get this wall of music art. It's basically a screensaver for playing music. It replaces the now playing, and it will scroll and change direction. And while it's playing, you can choose to rate the music as well, so you've got the full control over it. Just a nice feature. It does work on extenders. What they do now with the later builds is slow down the wall of art so that the extender doesn't get overpowered. Certainly when I first ran this on the Linksys extender on this build, which is the earliest build, it was so slow it was ridiculous. It was completely, you couldn't actually use the extender, but they've sorted that out, which is good. It's just a nice little feature. And that's basically it on music and pictures and videos. Now we were going to talk about extras, and I think we get Simon to demonstrate video browsing. So, one thing to say here is that on my